Some people might think this is a weird video to make. I get that. It is kind of a weird video to make, but it's something that I want to talk about, something I think that I should talk about, and probably a good explanation of the person I've been over the last 6 months. Towards the end of 2017, my dad was diagnosed with terminal cancer. I remember really clearly the night that he called me when he received his prognosis. It's really hard to hear someone kind of put a timer onto someone's life, especially when that life is your parents, and especially when that timer is significantly less than you had hoped for or planned for. It's really hard. I'm someone who's very organised. I like to plan things. I always have a to-do list and a schedule. I don't really like to admit it, but I'm kind of a control freak. I like problem solving and being practical, so when someone I love has a diagnosis that doesn't have a schedule or something that I can plan or something like that, it's just someone I confide in about this a lot said to me a couple of weeks ago. He said, you know, I've watched you bury yourself beneath work for the last year and a half, and that was never my intention. I didn't want to be that person who did that. I'm not trying to hide any of it or hide any emotions. I think I just had it in my head that if I could just work really hard at everything and control everything in my life, then I could kind of stop anything bad from happening. I've noticed, and a bunch of my friends and people around me have noticed, a lot of changes in myself in the last probably 6 months. I'm a lot more direct now. I can't deal with small talk anymore. If I talk to someone, I'm getting straight to the point, because I just have this thing now about wasting time, and I get really angry if I waste time, or really upset if someone wastes my time. And it's not that I'm necessarily doing something productive with every second of the day, but if I feel like I've wasted time, it just doesn't sit with me, and it just really kind of tears you up a little bit inside. I've also noticed that I was never really an overly affectionate person before. I'm not against affection or anything like that. I just was never really overly affectionate, but now I find that I just constantly want to be like close to people, like physically close to people. Like I constantly want to hug people or sit near people or just be around people. Like we don't have to be doing anything. I just like that feeling of being near people. I'm also not someone who really cries in front of people very much. I don't have anything against it. I just don't really do it. But definitely in the last 6 months there's been a few kind of days or nights or things like that where I have cried in front of people, so that's definitely something that's changed about me as well. Dad having cancer has been really tough, and it's meant that we've had some really real and honest conversations, but I'm grateful for that, even though it's really hard. It means that I have the opportunity to make sure that there aren't any words that are left unsaid, and that I can make sure Dad knows how much he means to me and how much I love him. And it's a privilege to be able to kind of see a side of my dad where he's not super strong all the time, and that I can be really present in those moments, and that I get to have this really deep focus that I don't normally have with most people, but I have this really deep focus on things like the sound of his voice and the sound of his laugh, and like the little moments we share if we're the only ones who laugh at one of his lame dad jokes or something like that, and just those kind of little things that are going to be what I carry with me forever in those moments down the road where he will probably miss. I'm very fortunate to have lots of people around me who will surround me and protect me in times like this. Not all the days are sad or bad or angry or anything like that, but it is something that you think about every day, and it is something that kind of sits on your shoulders every day. I know that there's definitely lots of tough days ahead, tougher than some of the days are now for sure, but I'm trying to not control my emotions. If I have a sad day, to just be sad. If I have a happy day, then just be happy, and not try and force whatever emotion I'm wanting to feel that day. I wanted to make this video because I want to not always just show the good stuff on social media. I know that that's a really common thing for us to do, just kind of put the highlights out and the good things out, but this is definitely something that's a big reality for me at the moment, so it's not something that I want to pretend doesn't exist. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you, whoever you are that's watching. Yeah, thank you.